Pat told me, say, listen, we had the 10th pick, and if you would have dropped to that instead of being taken 9th, they would have took me at 10. So I knew one day that I'll probably make my way back to Miami.
Welcome back to the OGs. It is a Playmaker original presented by DraftKings, and we got ourselves an elite guest today.
You know I'm smiling.
Ooh.
Florida stand up.
Yeah.
You know, they don't give us nothing but football. We got a couple hoopers now.
Right,
We got a couple hoopers now.
Exactly.
NBA legend, rookie of the year. I'm going to tell you something. Most impressive thing about rookie year is coming straight out of high school and getting that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, so I got to get right to it. I want to ask the question. Coming out of high school, to me, not only do you have to be ready there physically, which most people aren't, but then the mental part of it too.
I got a
Go
question.
Right,
Is this
exactly.
your agent side asking? Is this your OG
Yeah,
podcast side asking?
it's a combination.
This your agent side or your OG podcast side asking?
Both things can be true.
Okay, cool. So I just understand.
Right.
Be politically correct.
Right. You know, for me, high school was a bit of a journey, right? And a lot of players get certain training in high school and they get prepared for the NBA. But for me, I was just raw talent. And once I got to the league, I just soaked up all the knowledge from the coaching staff and the veteran players, and I just kept getting better and better each game, each practice, and then eventually got Rookie of the Year. So it was definitely started out raw, but then it became a profession.
I'm gonna give you a good one. So I'm playing for the Magic when you're in high school, and everyone's like, "Man, you gotta come check this dude out," because I lived out in Windermere. In Orlando.
We lived.
We lived.
Yeah, I used to
we
live
lived
with Mike.
We lived
I
together.
was supposed to be in school in Gainesville, but I ended up in Orlando a lot.
we lived in Orlando, right down the road from you. So like, yeah, check this out. I went there. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
It was crazy. But
Oh, yeah.
but even said, I mean, what people don't understand is because there's a misconception. Like everyone thinks everyone's gonna be an NBA basketball player. Everyone does. You know how it is. You talk
Right.
to anybody, parents. Everyone's gonna be. They don't understand how hard it is to go as out of high school. Just the physicality of it.
Yeah, man.
And the mental. You're going from in high school.
Yes,
You're going from playing
yes,
22 games,
Right.
and it's on a Friday, and you go out and have 40 and 26 on accident.
Right, exactly.
Man, if you look up the definition of man-child, what it was. Because when I seen him, I was like, he had to reclass. This motherfucker had to be older. Like it was no drop off on the physicality. Like you said, you had to work on
Right.
your skills and sharpen your skills. But the phicality part,
It was always
being
there.
able to compete with grown ass men.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was in your DNA. Like I don't know what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know like you had 5 different high schools, different coaches, different situations. Like, did you build up that grit and that adversity because you moved around, or was that just that's who I am and what I am?
It was how I was raised. You know, my brother was 6'9", 250 in high school. He played at Braden Southeast with Peter Ward. They went 32-0.
Duh.
So they won state, and for me, I was right behind him with the same height. You know, my father coached football, so sports was always in the family. So, and being physical was a part of my mom's side. All of us were like, you know, basically someone in the streets. So I never grew up with kind of any like soft intentions, right? And so it kind of.
Why you laughing?
He said he
You
grew
need to
up
say
with
that shit again. The man
no
ain't grew up with no soft intentions. I love that shit.
Yeah, and so my game
That's
kind
exactly
of
what it's like
reflected
in South Dakota, by the way. No soft intentions over here growing up in South Dakota. None.
Listen, me
So,
and you will stand out like a sore thumb in South Dakota. I ain't gonna tell you why.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
Hey, but so talk about that though. So was it always something that you want to do? Is leave straight out of high school?
Well, not until my freshman year. My freshman year, I started thinking about like, okay,
Damn, a freshman in
That's
high school, you
crazy.
think about it?
yeah,
Man, child,
Dog.
that's crazy.
yeah. My freshman year, I was thinking about it. I transferred from Lake Wells High School, and I went to Mount Zion. And my coach asked me, like, you have a chance to go to Oak Hill Academy. I think it was Virginia. He said it's an all-boys school. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to go to all-boys school. And then he said, you got Mount Zion. And that's where Tracy McGrady went. So I'm like, all right, well, T-Mac went out of high school.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going there. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my freshman year, I started thinking about, like, going out of high school. Yeah,
So you had a 4-year plan. That started
Yeah,
your
man.
freshman year.
Absolutely.
And you started working towards that.
absolutely.
I should have grown up, talking about T-Mac, I should have grown up in Florida. Y'all so bouncy, man.
Yeah, man.
Killer, I don't know if that was gonna matter.
It went tough?
Not for you, probably. It ain't matter for me. I ain't get that kind of bounce. I don't bounce like them. It's like that shit don't work for everybody.
Right.
Hey, not to start from the beginning and then go to the end, but super congratulations, man, about getting your jersey up in the Raptors in Phoenix, man.
That's love.
That's dope,
bro. Everything you did for that franchise and everything that you know what I'm saying you put into that, like nobody really wasn't paying attention to the Phoenix Suns. No disrespect. I know Charles Barkley played there, and then they had Kevin Johnson.
Yeah. Right.
Outside of that,
Thunder Dance,
Cedric
Marley. Right.
Man, outside of that, wasn't really nobody really checking for Phoenix until
Tom Chambers, stand up.
Like I said, you go with that. Like I said, but for me, in my basketball mind, Phoenix hit the map when Stat got there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and one thing, it was a name you said. For y'all out at home that don't know who Peter Warwick is.
Yeah.
Right.
Look this up. Played for Florida State. You know what I'm saying? His NFL career never quite panned out. You know, some things work out, some things don't. But look up Peter Warwick and what he did in college football.
Could be one of the greatest college football players of all time now.
What? Invented the bus stop. Stop on a dime and let your ass fly by. And keep going.
Exactly.
All it was, bus stop. Yeah, they don't even know who Peter Warwick is, man. We can get into this shit all day.
Invented the bus stop?
Yeah, you don't know what the bus stop is? That's a Florida thing.
Yeah, for
everybody do the bus stop. So anyway, you get to you go through your 4-year thing, and well, anyway, the high schools. Did you have a preference out of the 5? Did you have one where you liked the most, or did it even?
No, it was kind of a road, you know, a bumpy road, right? To say, because when I transferred from Lake Wells to Mount Zion, and then my sophomore year, the school was kind of, you know, wasn't panning out how it should have. So then I wanted to transfer back home, but then there was a whole thing with that, and I had to make decisions based upon what I thought would be best for my 4-year plan, right, to get to the league. And so being 15, 16 years old, trying to make plans, and then you got prep schools, and now I'm the top player in the country, and you got everyone's trying to pull from different directions, and you're trying to make your own decisions. So because of that, I went to 5 different high schools. And my senior year, I said, you know what, I'm just going to tap in right here, lock in, do what I got to do, and then I made McDonald's All-American. I got Mr. Basketball in the state of Florida, and then declared for the draft and got picked 9th.
Where did the mentality come from? We know because the mentality of putting everybody in the rim.
Dog.
Like, like you would put I'll take you, your mama, I'll put all you in the basket if I could. Where that come from?
I don't know, man.
You had a coach just say, it was a coach just yelling at you every time. Dunk the stat, just put him in the basket.
I thought you were asking me that question. You asked me?
Nah.
I never had a coach to try to force me to dunk or anything. It was just natural. It just happened to be that way. I felt like a lot of times to apply your dominance is when you dunk in the basketball, right? Yeah. So it's the hardest thing to do in the game is dunk, because everyone's in the paint. They're trying to stop you from getting to the basket. And if you want to show that you're the best, I thought at the time was just dunk every single time. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just games. I had 16 dunks in high school, just like to show the team like they can't stop me. And that was my mentality in high school, and it just kind of went on to the NBA.
16 dunks. That's
I hope my kids watch this podcast.
Me too.
Because when I be telling them to kill and they be like, well, I scored 25. Well, score 35. Kill his ass.
Right, exactly.
Kill his ass. That's what we. And for us, I think that was a natural mentality coming out of our circumstances.
Yeah, for
sure. But it's different to instill that thought process and instill those things into our kids, because our kids got money and they're privileged.
Right, exactly.
It's a little different. But to instill that dominance into your kid, that's the fight I fight every day with.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
tough.
tough.
Understand that.
What was the biggest challenge of coming straight out?
I think the biggest challenge for me was, really, honestly, it wasn't really much of a challenge. because once I got to the league, I found structure. I found stability. You know what I'm saying? And so, and all the things I wanted in basketball, I was receiving. All the coaching, all the learning. And then I was set a set schedule, travel. I think maybe the hardest thing for me was to make sure I was on time, right? Being aware of timing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because there's times I'm late. I'm like, I'm not trying to be late, but I caught some traffic, and then it sound like I'm making an excuse, but I'm not trying to make an excuse. Yeah. So I had to plan a half an hour in advance. So all that, it took me about 3 months or so to get that sorted out. But once I got that sorted out, then I was good.
Most successful people on that level is just routines and habits, and it's hard at 18, 19 years old to have that. Yeah. That's what school's for.
Exactly.
Man, you imagine the man was making decisions, grown man decisions at 15.
Correct.
What he's going to do with his future and all those different things. So all those things in a weird way was kind of preparing you for to be in a situation
Exactly
of a
right.
19-year-old millionaire, because you have been making your grown man decisions for 4 or 5
Yeah,
years.
15, 16 years old, exactly.
And you say that all that in the transition wasn't, obviously it was actually better for you. Do you still think kids should be able to come out of high school then?
Yeah, if they're ready, right? I mean, that's, it depends. Everyone thinks they're ready.
Of course.
You get in the big leagues and it's a different ball game.
Yep.
That's
right?
why I keep saying your rookie of the year. That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a stat. How many guys came out of high school and won rookie of the year? One?
It's been 2 of us.
2.
I was the first one to do it, and then LeBron James.
LeBron, yeah,
Ooh.
goddamn.
Yeah,
We the only two to ever do it. I don't know if did Dwight get rookie of the year? Dwight Howard? I don't know if he got rookie of the year.
I don't
A stat man.
I don't think
Stat
so.
man.
We have
I
to
think it was
check
I think it was
Stat
just me
man.
and
We'll get
LeBron.
that answer.
I don't know.
I can't believe I missed LeBron though. Gosh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came right after me. I got it rookie of the year out of high school, and then LeBron was the
I
second
don't,
one to do it.
I don't think people understand how hard that is.
That's tough.
Dwight didn't get it.
No.
So
it's
2
a
of
shot
you.
too.
Yeah.
So playing with Steve Nash, like coming in, like how was that? What was the chemistry? What was the relationship like? What was the conversation? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all couldn't be more different.
Yeah.
And you from Florida, Lake Wells, he from Canada.
Right.
Like y'all couldn't be more different. Like how did that relationship start to manifest itself? Because one thing I know about basketball, dog, you can't just show up at 7:30 and cut that off.
Right.
Y'all had to build that relationship through practice, coffee before practice on off days. Like you build those relationships because for you to have the lead the offense for however many years and be the most efficient offense for all the years, you build to that. You don't just walk in practice one day and you already
Yeah,
in that situation.
Before he answers, that's a good stat. You and Nash led the league in offensive efficiency every year until 2010 and 11. Nash and Stoudemire led 5 of the top 10 highest offensive rated teams in NBA history.
Yeah, man.
That
It
was
was
crazy.
Oh, you guys, I'm telling you.
and to
When
your-
you
and
walked
to
in
your
there, you
point-
was worried about getting blowed the fuck out.
You guys were hell. You guys were hell.
You was worried about getting blowed the fuck out. They'll blow you out, boy.
Right, absolutely. That was the motto. We're trying to rest in the fourth quarter. But here's the thing, to your point, to be honest with you, it didn't take no time at all.
Really?
No extra coffee dates, no sitting down watching film together, nothing. Because I was already on my path of where I wanted to go, right? I got rookie of the year. I was almost an all-star my second year. And then we're like, all right, we have a future with me and Sean and Joe Johnson. We need one more piece. Right?
So Joe.
And so we brought Steve in, and Steve was the ultimate point guard.
Yes.
You know, you got a lot of point guards now want to score and want to try to.
Point guard your rookie year, who?
Stephon Marbury. Steph was my point guard my rookie year. He was more of a scoring point guard,
Yes.
right? So when Nash came in with all the pieces we had, he fit right in perfectly, right? And so all it took was maybe like 2 or 3 practices. I'm telling him how I like the ball, where I want it, how, and he passed it right to me, and I make a move, and he see what I can do. Then he just makes sure everybody's in the right spot, and the passes are right on the dime, and then we take it from there.
That old elbow shit y'all used to do, ISO, that elbow clear shit for you going right-handed.
Yep.
There's a lot of victims on that play.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Ass.
I know one thing we had to make sure we had to make sure we was in shape.
Yeah.
Because all we want to do is run.
Yes.
And I noticed that in Nash, I'm like, when Nash get the basketball, he taking one dribble and he passing the ball up the court.
Advancing.
You know what I mean? He advancing the pass. So I'm like, well, we got to hit them lanes.
Yeah.
If we run the lanes and Nash pass it up, we got the advantage. Yes. And we do that all game. Yes. Fourth quarter, it's over.
We've got another exciting week of hoops coming up, and I've got the perfect way to get you even closer to the action on the court. Right now, all new DraftKings customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code OGs. The crown is yours. That's right. New customers get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins after betting just $5. And don't forget to stay in on the action and use your $150 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code OGs and bet just $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code OGs only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, y'all. The holiday season is upon us. Time for family, food, and let's be honest, a little extra chaos. But while we all out there making memories, let's keep it safe. Hopefully the most damage that's done is to your waistline with too much pie. But if things don't go as planned, like a holiday mishap that leaves you seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. And that's why Morgan & Morgan has your back. We hope you don't need them, but if you ever do, they're the guys that fight for the people. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. With over $20 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy that it only takes 8 clicks or less. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/DOGs or dial pound law from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/DOGs or pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. I mean, that's a lost art.
D'Antonio was there your rookie year?
My rookie year was not D'Antoni. It was Frank Johnson.
So did you guys play? I remember playing you guys a ton. Did you guys play like a completely different system? Because D'Antoni changed the game in his offensive mind and the way he did. So rookie of the year then, like how were they using you? Because I'm trying to remember. I'm getting old.
It was almost the same. It just wasn't the same personnel.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it was the same pick and roll was happening. That dunk I had on Oliver came in my rookie year was off the pick and roll. So it was similar. But then I think when Mike D'Antoni came, he added a little bit more offensive flair to the game. Right? And he allowed us to be versatile. Yes. So I went from playing the 4 to then playing the 5, and then sometimes back to the 4, and then Sean went from playing the 3 to playing the 4.
Yes.
So now we've been versatile as players, and then that changed the game.
That was hell to match up with.
You know what?
With you at the 5 and Tricks at the 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you though, man. Like, it's a credit to you guys because as you see these kids grow up now, like they care what the position is.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Being on the floor, like you guys. It always drove me nuts. We come into Phoenix and we would change our style of play. We'd change our lineups to play y'all.
Right.
Which should have been the opposite. You know what I mean? Yes. We should have came in there with who we are and then try to win that way because we weren't going to win by downsizing with y'all. Move a 4 to the 5 on us because now we have no play. Like it was wild. Y'all must be hell, man.
Let's rewind to go to the fact where he talked about running the lanes.
I know.
Like everybody runs to the 3. Nobody runs the lane for a layup anymore.
Yeah,
Nobody will run the lane anymore. Everybody run. You got 5. Literally run to the 3-point line.
To the 3-point line. It's
Nobody
crazy.
runs the lane anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just to go back to hear him say, run the lane, you'll get a layup. Steve's going to advance it. Like, just to hear that.
Big
right,
fan
and
of
you get that pass you get that pass right there, you take 1 or 2 dribbles, and I'm at the rim.
Yeah, just running.
They're not going to the rim no more. They're starting to shoot threes. You take an in-and-out dribble and take off.
Everybody can't take off like you, Stat.
I understand.
I could have tried that. That might not have worked for me, but I would have. I could have did an in-and-out dribble for sure and popped their ass with a 15-footer.
Right.
So D'Antoni really changed the game that way, though, man.
And offensively, I love D'Antoni. Offensively, what he did. Defensively, Dan used to get on my nerves because he used to leave me open when we had shots. He just leave me open. Like, the level of disrespect. Every time I make a shot, keep leaving me open. Like keep leaving me open. But offensively, what he did offensively, I love the way he fast forwarded the game. You know what I'm saying? And all the things that he thought about that people weren't thinking about, making it positionless, moving 4 guys to 5, moving 3 guys to 4. I mean, Tricks was a guard at that 4 spot.
He was.
Man, Tricks bounced 4 or 5 times before a regular 4-man jump once.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It was crazy.
Exactly. And at first, I didn't like it. I didn't want to play the 5. I'm like, man, I got to guard Shaq. I'm 6'10", 245. This man, 300 pounds, 7'1". I got to guard him. I got to guard these centers. You had Mutombo. You had centers back then.
And thank you for the people listening at home that watch NBA basketball now. It was centers.
Yeah, you had real centers back then. I got to guard them. So what I decided was, I said, all right, well, if I got to guard them, they got to guard me.
Yes.
And I can run them all day, and then they're gonna be tired third, fourth quarter. Then then I can rack them up.
Yes, this is true.
So fun to watch.
Yeah. This is true.
When you had
it was fun to watch.
Like in Phoenix, what do you think was it that because you guys just couldn't get over that? What was it? What do you think it was? Because then you obviously move on and go to New York. What was it? Because winning championships, by the way, is hard.
Yeah, it is now.
I can help out.
Yeah.
I didn't focus on much defense out there.
We didn't.
They didn't focus on much defense out there. That's just honest. They didn't focus on much defense. Once again, we talk about how great he was offensively. D'Antoni was ahead of the game.
Right.
Defensively, it wasn't really much of the focus. And we all know we're getting a 7-game series in the playoffs. I ain't running shit you ain't seen before. You ain't running nothing we ain't seen before. You just gotta get.
I think that's why I wanted to play for D'Antoni.
That's what we didn't focus on. Defense was something that we didn't focus on. And as a high school player, going into the NBA, I need to learn how to play defense, right? And we never put emphasis on that. I saw some where Steve Nash was saying like, we could have brought in Thibodeau as a coach to bring in some defense, but we hired Mike D'Antoni's brother, right? So then I'm like, well, damn, if I'd have known that, I would have pushed for having Thibodeau to play some defense.
Yes.
So I needed to learn that, and I think playing against the Spurs and the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq and these guys, if you can't play defense, it's gonna be hard to win a championship.
That Lakers team, gosh, damn.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
The Kobe Shaq, then they had, Bynum and Gasol with Kobe, and then you had the Spurs with Tim and Manu and Tony Parker in them.
Man.
That West was tough, and then Dallas with Dirk, and the West was tough.
I mean, bro, all those games, if I'm not mistaken, one of those years, Tony Parker led the league in paint points.
Yeah, exactly.
As a point guard.
He did it
You have Shaq in the league.
Yeah,
you have Tim Duncan in the league. You
Right.
have you in the league.
You got Garnett in the league.
Garnett.
Right.
The person that led the league in paint points was Tony Parker.
Exactly.
Kids at home, understand, because I think I tell my son this all the time, be in attack mode. Get 2 feet in the paint. Don't be lazy offensively.
Absolutely.
Just pass the ball. No, get in the paint, you know what I'm saying, and make a play for somebody. But
Right.
that's all Tony Parker did, get that and get in the paint and made plays for people or
he
finish
did,
at the rim. But he was constantly putting pressure on the defense.
Absolutely.
He never had a chance to rest.
When
Right.
you made that decision to go to New York, what was it? It was time?
It was time. I
Y'all
felt
whipped there too now.
Yeah, but I really wasn't looking forward to leaving.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Really?
Right? I wanted to stay in Phoenix. I had just bought a crib. I had a whole
That happens every
situation
time
set
everyone
up.
that buys a crib leaves.
Yep.
That was a big summer in free agency,
Yeah,
if I'm
huge.
not mistaken.
That was
I
a
think
big, huge summer.
Brown was free agent. D. Wade was free agent.
Yeah.
You were free agent. Was Joe Johnson a free agent? It was a lot
Boozer
of
was free agent. A lot of guys was free
a lot
agents.
of free agents out there.
That was
A lot of
big-
money
that was
out there
a
in the streets,
big
boy.
all season for sure. And I wanted to stay in Phoenix, and I was trying to negotiate with the previous owner, and he was like trying to create this whole football kind of contract where nothing's guaranteed. I'm like, wait, well, hold on a second now. I just led the team in scoring, rebounds, and blocks. And we lost at a buzzer beater. Kobe shot a buzzer beater. Ron Artest scored it last second. We could have went to the Western Finals off one shot and run it back. Me and Nash had a great season. And he was like, well, I want to try this. And I'm like, man, I got no time for trying nothing.
Yeah.
I just led the team in scoring points, rebounds, and blocks.
I'm not gonna be the guinea. I'm not gonna be the guinea pig.
I'm not the guinea pig.
Pay that fell.
So because he didn't want to work that out, I decided to go elsewhere.
That's what's wrong with the business part of it. Sometimes gets in it. Like that. Why would you even try to reinvent that?
You got Stoudemire and Nash, the next Malone and Stockton. Keep those two guys together. Figure out the rest around that. But you got to keep them together for the
You build around that. Yeah, you build around. No, trust me. Listen, I've been a part of a little dynasty, and we had a nice run, and you would hope that you can keep it together and just build around those pieces.
Absolutely.
But it ain't never really that easy.
It's not that easy.
It's never really that easy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to give credit to the Spurs
and
the teams that were able to keep it together. And,
Right.
And get the most out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it don't always work out like that.
Yo, what time is it? Game time! Dang! It is officially the best time of year. Holiday season and the NBA is in full swing. There's no better place to get tickets than Game Time. They make getting tickets fast and easy. Game Time has a new feature, Game Time Picks, that makes getting tickets for your favorite line, events, and games even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We were just looking through the Game Time app, browsing seats on Game Time Picks for NBA Christmas and for college football championship, and these curated deals look great. You know where to find me on Christmas. What I like about the Game Time app, aside from the new Game Time Picks features, is the all-in pricing, so there's no surprise fees at checkout. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code OGs for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code OGs for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Remember what time did I say it was? Game time! Baby!
Yo, people, you know what time it is. It's your OG here tapping in with you, letting everybody know that this show is sponsored by True Classic. You know the struggle, people. Always looking for nice basic pieces that still feel premium and fit just right. I've looked all around for that, trying to find budget-friendly options too, and thankfully, I found the one. True Classic. Fits just right, budget-friendly. What more could I ask for? You know your OG been rocking with these tees for the past few months, and I've never got more compliments on basic tees than I've gotten with True Classic tees. They're moisture wicking, they're odor control, It's perfect when I'm out here in Miami with the Miami humidity. And they make perfect gifts too for the holidays. The holidays are here, and ladies, I'm talking specifically to you. True Classics ultra comfortable, perfect fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for you and the man in your life. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now and unlock big savings during huge holiday sales. Just go to my exclusive link, trueclassic.com/OGs to save. That's trueclassic.com/OGs. Please support our show and tell them the OG sent you. End the year with holiday cheer. Thanks, True Classic.
Talk about that Knicks team. Y'all had a whip too.
Yeah, we did. I was familiar with the Knicks program because Mike D'Antoni was the head coach there, right? So we had history, and I knew his style of basketball, and I was familiar with it. At the time, we had players that were like on the verge of like becoming all-stars. Possibly there was no high expectations for us, right? And so for me, I wanted to go to New York to show like, all right, well, I could now display my entire package, my entire skill set. Yes. A lot of people were saying, well, Stoudemire's only good because of Nash. I'm like, well, that's not true. Mm-hmm. And so when I went to New York, I had to show the world like this is my game, right? And so because of that, a lot of my teammates kind of jumped on that type of wave, and we started rolling. And then we made a trade, brought in Melo, then we kept it going. It was a whole thing.
He said, well, that's not true.
Right. that ain't.
No, because you became a knockdown shooter of like 15, 17 feet. Like that
right.
was butter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that obviously wasn't from Nash and pick and rolling into the basket. Like you had to develop that shot. That was something you had to work on.
For sure.
Now being athletic and as quick as you are, somebody got to take a step away from the basket and guard you. Right. Now you can go by.
Hey,
exactly.
with all those accolades and everything you did, could you imagine you playing in this day and age though?
Oh man, you kidding me?
300
million.
No,
the way you play.
It like 300 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's no contact. You can't be physical. You can't. You kidding me? No one's in the paint. Everybody's in the 3-point line.
Well, that's not true.
That's crazy. Another thing I'm gonna give them credit for is like, cause the NBA now, most motherfuckers want to get their pictures before they walk in the gym and they show their fashion. You've been on that.
Yeah.
Give you credit. You've been on that fashion thing. You in New York Fashion Week, and traveling for fashion. Like, you got to give credit where credit due. I'm gonna give him his flowers. Like guys, him, D Wade, these guys was way ahead of that fashion game before it became cool.
Right.
That was cool. Everybody doing it.
Sure.
And they don't know what the they putting on.
Right.
I don't even know what the they putting on, but they putting that shit on. Right. And as long as they wear that shit with confidence, that's all they care about. But you was doing that shit like, Nick, we from Florida. How the you know about New Fashion Week in Paris and all that shit? Where'd you get that shit from?
Well, when I left Florida in the 3rd grade.
Oh.
And I moved to New York.
Oh.
And
okay.
Yeah, so my aunt lived in New York at the time. She also had moved from Florida to New York. My mom moved a few years later, so we all packed up and left and moved to New York.
Okay.
So I was in New York for
Where at New York?
5 years.
I didn't know that at
Newburgh and then Port Jervis.
Oh shit. Okay.
And then I moved to Atlanta.
Oh.
So then I moved back to Florida before high school.
Okay.
So I soaked up all this this fashion trends and all these different cultures throughout my childhood of growing. And my mom was in fashion.
Oh, okay.
She had the gold teeth. She always wore like the most fanciest clothing. She always had the fancy bags.
Okay.
And so it was always
shout
a thing.
out moms for real.
Moms had us with the herringbones on.
Ooh,
we had the
I
Jordans.
remember the herringbone. I remember the herringbone. I had one. For sure, with the see-through beeper.
Yeah.
Transparent beeper.
I had the herringbone too, but turned my neck green though.
We ain't had those.
No, we definitely have those for sure not.
We had the real ones.
You had the real John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go to the flea market to put on layaway, but it was real.
Right.
For sure, Jack.
I don't want to get sidetracked. I want to talk about the Knicks team because that was good.
That was a good team. We had to deal with them.
We had to deal with y'all.
East. Like,
yeah.
We had to deal with you.
Because obviously we talk about winning championships is hard. That team had the makeup for a championship type team. What was it that you thought fell short on that outside of just playing the Miami Heat?
Chauncey,
Melo,
Mike Bibby, Tyson Chandler, Baron
now
Davis,
that
J.R.
year
Smith,
when we had J.R. Smith, Shump, BD, Tyson Chandler, we had J. Kidd.
Yeah.
We had a solid veteran group, right? And so we brought when Mike Woodson brought those guys in, then we had structure, right? And so everybody played within their particular role, and we had a nice cohesive unit, and so we had a chance. We just couldn't get over the hump. And obviously playing the Heat was always a tough matchup coming down to Miami. But yeah, we had a solid team. It was well constructed, but we just didn't have enough.
I mean, talk about playing us now, Stat. I remember this. We played y'all in the playoffs. You went there and broke some shit and hurt your hand. What made you that mad? It was just game one and game two. Why you were that mad game one of the goddamn series, Stat?
The ball wasn't moving. We dealt
make you mad.
We dealt with
That'll make you mad.
we dealt with it all season long, right? And the ball just wasn't moving, and guys weren't able to be great. Like when I first got to New York, one thing I wanted to do was make sure everybody felt like they were involved and felt great. Wilson Chandler had a career year.
Yes.
Gallinari had a
Wilson Chandler was good as shit too.
right. Gallinari had a career year. Ray Felton, I got Timothy Mozgov paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody.
Raymond Felton got paid too.
Raymond Felton got paid. So my thing was that's how we can be a great team.
Yes.
And then we get in the playoffs. Well, all that entire season the ball wasn't moving. They get in the playoffs and it's still happening. So I'm frustrated. And I walked through the hallway and I reached back and hit the wall. And then that's when I cut my hand by accident.
Yeah, I was like, damn, it's just game one. He that mad.
I'm paparazzi out front. Everybody tell you, I'm like, what's going on, man? I mean, the cameras are everywhere. I'm like, what all this for this? It was crazy.
What'd you do?
Crazy.
You broke it or you get stitches or something?
Nah,
right?
so when I reached back to hit the wall, just a part of my hand was cut. I caught the edge of the fire extinguisher case.
But you played that series though.
And
You
then
didn't
I
miss no
played.
game.
No,
He stitched that shit up and came right back out there.
Yeah, we got to it.
He stitched that shit. I ain't gonna lie, that I'm from the old school. Every now and then I try to tap you on your hand just to see. Every now and then you be on the court, I pop that motherfucking hand just to see how you feeling that day.
Just to test it out.
Yeah, just to see how you feeling today. Pow, I slapped that motherfucker, see how you feel today.
Yeah, we got to it. Got back to it. And the funny thing is too, I had to go. So after game 2 in New York, we had the Met Gala.
Oh.
So back to the fashion deal, I was on the board at the Met Gala with Vogue and these things, and so now I'm getting dressed in my tuxedo, and I got to try to finesse the look a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When I get to the Met Gala, so it was a whole wave, but you know it is what it is.
And part of your move to New York or making a relocation to New York was basketball as well, but it was also some other things that you wanted to tap into. There was other things you wanted to find out about yourself, about your faith.
Yeah.
Business-wise, there was so many things that you tapped into by making that move to New York. Like, you want to touch on some of that? Because I get to read a lot of things, and it's amazing how much shit you did. I didn't know you did all the shit that you did. I knew you did some of the things, but as I'm reading, I'm like, God damn, me record label. Like, it's just so many things that you're touching in. But moving to New York allows you the opportunity to tap into these things, because obviously Phoenix just didn't have the growth maybe that you were looking for off the basketball court, but when you got to New York, you tapped into a lot of shit, dog.
I was always innovative, right? I had a record company when I was in Phoenix. I signed artists. I had them. I was working their deals and got them out. Worked with Grand Hustle for a little bit with a few of my artists.
T.I. Peasy, you know what that is?
I was working with Black Wall Street and all these things.
Is, man, that's all.
So I did that. I was doing that, and then I got into a little bit of fashion in Phoenix. But then when I got to New York, I got involved in like more acting, more producing. I produced the Broadway show, The Rock of Ages, and then I got into obviously the Met Gala deal with all the fashion shows, and then I started learning more of my faith. Right, started learning Torah a lot more, and because I was going through injuries sometimes, and I wanted to kind of tap in to more of my spirituality, and so all that somewhat manifest the entire time I was in New York.
That when you start bathing in the wine?
Had the wine bath thing.
Yeah, you started wine bath.
No, talk
That's
about
rich people.
Yeah,
how much wine you needed to pour to get your big ass in the tub
and how often
and
you
come up to your chest?
And how often
That's
you
rich people. Nobody got enough money to pour bottles of wine for our tall asses to get in the tub.
I love me a little vino. I don't know if I'm
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a spot. You go to a spot and they offer.
Oh, it's a spot.
Yeah. You got all the baths, right? You got the salt bath, you got the cold plunge, you got the obviously the pool, and then they have like a special wine bath situation. You know what I'm saying?
People that work for me, y'all didn't tell me about no place we can go get wine baths in New York.
I'd have drank.
It's like a membership only kind of type.
Oh, that's
private,
what okay. Because I was about
deal.
to say, now I need to know about this.
You know
What was the science behind it?
They say that the red, so they have the red wine mixed with water, right? So it's not 100% wine, but they say the red wine, help your red blood cells to circulate. So you sit there in like a 98-degree bath with wine and water, and then they bring you a separate glass of wine. You sit there and chill and just relax for it.
I'm with that. Even if we don't do nothing, I just want to feel like we do something.
How did Mike go? He was taking a wine bath, had a little too much drink.
Yeah. No, Mike loved it. He loved it. He knew I was all in that space. And the thing is, when I got to New York, no players was living in the city.
Oh wow!
Like even back there,
everybody lived outside the city and just used a car back and forth to the
Yep. Back in Pat Ewing days and those guys, nobody living in. I'm like, what? I'm like, there's no way I'm not staying out in White Plains. I'm going to the city.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, absolutely.
You joined the Heat and during their transition period. Talk about the Heat, because we always talk about Heat culture and identity here. Was it different than the other stops, or I mean, obviously every stop's different, but we always like to talk about the Heat stuff here.
Yeah, the Heat organization was perfect for me, right? Because first of all, I'm back home. Like I'm back in Florida. My home was here, so I can drive to the game without having to buy a place or rent a place. And then the culture was great, right? Everyone was like cohesive. We all got along from top to bottom. You know, from the ownership down through Pat, all down to the players, on down to the weight training crew, right? We all had this culture they call the Heat culture, where everybody just kind of wants the best for each other. And for me, I thrived in that, right? And I was toward the end of my career, and I was still trying to maintain health and stay on top of my game. And everybody was giving me encouragement and allowed me to kind of keep pushing through and keep striving to become better and better, right? So that for me was a great moment for myself. I always wanted to be here, because even back when I was drafted to Phoenix, Pat told me, say, listen, we had the 10th pick, and if you would have dropped to that instead of being taken 9th, they would have took me at 10.
Wow.
So I knew one day that I'd probably make my way back to Miami.
I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but obviously giving you your flowers, because it was a lot of times, me being an OG on the team, it's like I got advice for everybody. But who the hell give me advice?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was many times me and you had conversations, because it'd be some games that you probably ain't play or some games I ain't play. So we had to talk each other off that ledge.
Right,
like, yeah,
absolutely.
Just, when the opportunity comes, just stay ready, Stack, because we competitors. Like, if we see we can help the team win, and we're not out there getting the opportunity to help the team win, that get frustrated.
And in practice, we putting in work.
Yeah.
In practice, you see you deep balling. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, let's get in the game. Coach put us in.
So it was a couple times we had to talk each other off that ledge and be each other therapists. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, he played more than me, and when he got his opportunity, he stood tall in the paint. But if your mind ain't right when your opportunity does come, you ain't gonna be ready to perform.
Exactly.
You still mad about this shit happened last week.
Right,
You still mad you ain't getting the game. So I appreciate you for that, because nobody was able to talk to me. I'm always giving advice, but ain't nobody giving me no fucking advice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ever giving me advice. I gotta figure it the fuck out, because I'm the old motherfucker on the team.
Right.
So it was good to have somebody where I could talk to. Somebody that could
Absolutely.
give me advice. Somebody that been through the same shit I've been through. Somebody that's seen everything but the win like myself. These young motherfuckers don't know nothing.
Right.
I can't ask these motherfuckers shit.
Right.
I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that worked out for me. That was a good thing for me to have another OG every day.
See everything but the win.
I seen everything but the win, killer. You can't get past me. I seen everything but the win.
Gosh, they ain't see everything but the win. Give me your top 5. Give me your Mount Rushmore power forwards.
We're gonna ask him about that Olympic shit though.
No, we are gonna ask him.
Mount Rushmore power forwards. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
My Mount Rushmore power forwards. I'm going with Tim Duncan,
Got it to go with Tim Duncan.
Charles Barkley.
Chuck.
This is 4, right? Mount Rushmore's 4 power forwards. Kevin Garnett,
KG.
and I'm going with
The Diggler.
Dirk.
either. I mean, it can be. Bill Russell was a center.
Yeah, Bill
He was a center.
Bill was a center.
Yeah, I would have to probably go with Dirk, because Carmelo was good, but he wasn't as good as Dirk. You know, in my opinion, Moses Malone was solid, but I think he was also center at times.
Yeah, he was a center.
So I'm about to go with Dirk.
I can't argue that for. I can't argue that for at all.
No.
But while we on the topics of power forwards, and this is what I want to tap into, when I look around the league and I'm watching these games, one of my favorite players to watch is Zion. But what you think that and this is kind of off the topic of what we're talking about, but I have my opinions. But what you think that he need to do to get over the hump? Because he's one of my favorite power forwards to watch. I see his ceiling so high for this kid. But it's just health is one thing.
Health is one thing.
But you know what I'm saying? Do you think that he has the mentality to get over the hump in this situation and with the Pelicans?
It's tough. It's tough when health is an issue, right? And you're not able to play and perform on a consistent basis. And then now you're second guessing your athleticism, you're second guessing your game, and then it now stop you from being able to like improve because you got to work on recovery. And I think for Zion, if he work on like his perimeter skills, right, he get a lot of points in the paint.
Yes, he does.
And that's based off athleticism.
Yes, he does.
But as you get older and time kick in, You got to be able to shoot the rock, make decisions off the dribble. Yes. So I think just kind of improving his game on the perimeter side, and then also keeping it aggressive in the paint flow will be helpful for him.
So not just being athletic.
Well, yeah.
You can't depend on that all the time.
And what he's saying is like people understand how grueling that is on your body. You guys know. I'm talking about people at home. They don't understand.
I'm 6'10", so
Yeah.
Zion's
6'7".
Right, and Zion was 6'5",
Probably 6'5", 6'6".
6'6", maybe.
Yeah,
Athletic.
people don't understand how grueling that is for 82 games to be just a savage in the paint and attack and hit bodies and do that stuff. Like as your career goes on, like you said, you have to lean on. It's like Bron. Bron's becoming a 3-point shooter, man.
Right.
Like you have to lean on something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my thing is just, does he have the mentality?
Yeah, you're right.
Because
That's a
one
good
thing
question.
is,
That's a very good
nobody
question.
gonna change your situation.
No doubt.
Nobody gonna get you in shape but yourself.
Right, exactly.
So does he have the mentality is my question, because all the physical shit is there. I love what I see physically, but mentally, does he have the mentality?
And you can tell if the mental is there if you're in shape.
Yes.
When you see somebody in shape, you're like, yeah, he ready.
Oh, yeah.
If he out of shape, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
What you doing all summer?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I used to take a month off, bro, if that, 3 weeks, maybe a month.
And we back at it.
And I'm grinding.
Right.
It's on.
Right.
I'm hitting that treadmill, running outside, like
Right,
I'm back
exactly.
in the grind. This is a lifestyle when you get to this level.
It is.
And the earlier you can get your mindset around that, what y'all are talking about, the longer your career is going to be, because
It's a lifestyle.
when it's
bro.
over, it's over.
Exactly right.
It's a lifestyle,
Touch on
man.
that USA, UD. You want to talk about
Yeah,
USA?
man. What the hell happened, Stat? I got the bronze, didn't I?
We got the bronze.
What
We
the
got
hell
the
happened?
Larry Brown.
Damn.
Larry Brown happened.
He said, "Damn."
Yeah, damn, Larry Brown.
Man, I got to keep it a buck. Yeah, I just didn't understand the coaching philosophy. I didn't understand what was going on, because you had players like myself, Carmelo, D-Wade, and LeBron on the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you got
More the
Richard
veteran guys.
Jefferson, you got
So-
Sean, you got these guys playing in front of us.
So listen, I got this same story from D Wade. It was not a knock. He didn't say Larry Brown, but it was more so the veteran guys got to play, and your younger guys.
He didn't believe in young guys playing.
The veteran guys got to play around it. D Wade's
Hold on, give me this roster.
D Wade had
here.
the same conversation
Hold on,
with
give
me.
me this roster. Who was on it?
Well, we had Steph Marbury, AI,
Yeah.
Duncan,
Yeah.
Boozer. Was it Boozer on the squad? I think it was. Richard Jefferson, Lamar Odom, Sean Marion was. I think.
Yes. Yeah, those guys were on it.
And then
Who played?
And then the young gunners, which was me, Melo, D-Wade,
D-Wade,
and Braun. And then we had Emeka Okafor. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on,
I
he was
think
at
I
college
might have
time.
missed someone, or might have been someone that was there that wasn't there, whatever. But that was the gist of the team. And Larry Brown didn't believe in playing young players, so we got no playing time. D-Wade got the most playing time out of all of us, I think, because he had college experience and all these things.
Yeah.
Me and LeBron, high school kids. Melo one and done. You know what I'm saying? So we got no burn. I'm like, Coach, put us in. We can. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kidding me?
Yeah.
He wasn't having it.
No, D Wade said the same thing. He said that they didn't play the young guys.
Yeah.
We didn't get in specifics why, but he said they just didn't play the young guys around that time.
And we got no explanation. Like, Coach, talk to us why we're not playing. Like, what can we do? Like, give us some information. And we got nothing. We didn't get it. I mean.
But that was around that time, man. Coaches didn't give you no explanation.
Yeah, no.
Now they do. You can go in the office and sit down with a coach now. Back then, the coach didn't tell you shit, boy.
I want to ask you about that though, because for all USA basketball is obviously not going anywhere. So every time they put a team together, there's a handful of people that don't play. That's a long commitment, a summer commitment. Y'all on that team because y'all are really good at basketball.
Away from your families.
Yes,
Been
but you're
playing
really good
all
at basketball.
season.
You understand certain things. Like your mentality has always been at every level to go dominate, and you don't play. Like, what's your mental coming home? Like, are you like, oh, I'm about to kill these dudes when I get home?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it happens every summer, right? At USA basketball, there's 4 guys, Jason Tatum,
Yes.
like the stuff that just happens, right?
But it didn't really like hurt our confidence. It didn't hurt my confidence.
No, of course
at all.
not.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I knew what I can do. I'm like, if I was on the court, I know what I can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I play, 5-10 minutes, I know I can make a difference in the game, 100%. But it didn't hurt my confidence when I went back to Phoenix. Yeah. And I took that motivation of staying in shape during the Olympics, and I just stayed in shape the whole summer, and then took that, being in top shape from the summer right into the season, and I got off to a great start.
Yeah, I honestly, I look at both sides of it because I saw what Steve Kerr went through, and I understand that in a perfect world you want to play everybody, but you can't. and you got to try to figure out how to play the best guys that's going to mesh together. It's not about the best individual guys. It's about the guys that's going to mesh together the best, the 5 guys that you could put on the court that's going to play together the best. Do I think some of those young guys should have? Absolutely.
But if you're losing, you got to make a change.
Yeah,
now.
y'all absolutely should have played. Absolutely, you got to figure out a way. You got to implement. You got to figure out a way to implement them young guys. Maybe you don't play all 5 of them at the same time.
Just try to figure it out. Try to figure it out.
Yeah, you figure out a way to implement
Absolutely.
these guys. You know what I'm saying? We talk about all the time. Being that guy, Devin Booker said, "I'll be that guy. I'll take the defensive challenge and settle on offense for what I get open shots." Like,
absolutely.
However you can get on the court to help the team, I'm sure those young guys are willing to do that. They just need the opportunity.
Exactly.
But as a coach, it is a tough decision on who you're gonna play.
I wouldn't want to coach that team ever. That'd be hard.
Yeah, so you got so much talent. Everyone has egos, and everyone knows they're great.
And someone's not gonna play.
And then someone's not gonna play. And the older guys feel entitled to some degree.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a sense of entitlement.
And every person that's not playing
those
deserves
guys
to play.
are perennial all-stars and all these team champions.
Yeah.
For sure.
You ain't finna tell AI what AI don't want to hear that about not playing. What? Larry who? Right. You can't tell those guys that. Kobe them, they don't want to hear that. Like, we ain't sitting out. Like, they don't hear that.
You talked about Melo in there. So Melo goes, I don't think Melo gets talked about nearly enough since he's retired, in my opinion. Talk about him in New York. How was that? And what do you, just give me your scouting report.
You can't guard him. Nah. He's an offensive juggernaut, right? And plus, he's going to get him up. So anytime he got the ball, you at his mercy. One dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up, post up.
Shouty.
One thing about Melo, he scored from all 3 levels.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he took I saw Melo in high school, right? And the game he had in high school is a very similar game he had in the NBA, but just more polished and more sharp, right? So offensively, you just got to sit back and hope to contain Melo because you can't stop him.
No, you couldn't.
You can't stop him.
He was hell to
guard. You get to his spots, your ass is in.
And he's 6'8", and he played bully ball, and he's from Baltimore, so he's a little rough around the edges also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all that, you got to deal with all that.
A little rougher on the edges, coach.
Yeah.
That worked perfect with you. Y'all got a little.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Listen, you, him, JR, Shump.
Oh yeah.
Barron, like
we won all the action.
Y'all peas in the pod, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Y'all peas in the pod.
And BD, I had a good time playing with BD because BD was a point guard I always wanted to play with in my prime because he'll pass first. He look at you and the ball over here.
He was so good at
I'm catching and finishing. You know what I'm saying? So it was fun to play with BD also in New York.
That's what's up.
Talking about NBA now, who's your team you watch? Who you like? What players? What team and what players?
I'm watching. Obviously, I watch my play for, right? So the Heat, New York, Phoenix are the 3 teams I watch the most. The players I'm watching right now, I would say I like watching Jalen Brunson play. Right, I like watching this game. I like seeing how it works with him and Cat, and seeing that 2-man game.
Yeah, I love that.
I do like watching. Yeah,
it's efficient.
Right.
It's efficient on the roll or the flare back.
Right.
You're doing Cat getting to it offensively.
Yeah, he is now.
They're starting to find their groove too right now.
They are. I do like watching. I want to see Ja Morant continue to play well. Right. I know you're out there in Memphis, so you see it all the time.
Bad man now.
He athletic. He got game. I want to see Giannis develop a jump shot. Right. That's what I'm waiting on because obviously his athleticism, his strength to the basket is great. But if he really focus on that jump shot more, like shoot 1,000 a summer, like each spot, like get him up. Just take one summer, just work on your jumper the entire summer. You know what I'm saying?
All of us been waiting, Stat.
Yeah, that's what, and we waiting too long.
All of us been waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Too long.
I think one thing is what you guys did, and the guys that I consider franchise players or max players is they improved the level of everybody around them. So they never said like we don't have enough. Like I'm gonna get better. So that way, if I'm better, then everybody around me is going to be better. And as great as Giannis is, great player, great talent, he kind of didn't add that. And I think everybody else was waiting for that.
He's still young.
Everybody was waiting for that mid-range and being able to step it back because all that's going to do is just help improve your game, give you longevity in this league. You know what I'm saying? And just make you tougher to guard because we know what the athleticism is. You can get that off the backboard, take 3 dribbles, and be coast to coast, downhill and dunk. Like we ain't never seen before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it gets in a half-court game, you know what I'm saying, can we go to you and down the stretch and get a bucket? And down the stretch, most of the time they go into Dame. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or they go into Middleton.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Giannis is not the guy that they go to down the stretch to get a bucket. But he can change that. That's up to him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right.
It's a frustrating thing for me. Obviously, like shooting, you touched on it. Like to me, shooting is something that you can get better at.
Right.
Like
You did.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't.
You did.
But you
Exactly.
can. You simplify things. Like you can't overthink. You can get better at shooting. You can't get taller. You can't get like you can get somewhat more athletic. You can get better at ball handling and shooting. Those are two things you can get better at.
For
in my
sure.
opinion. And that's all just repetition as we get in there grinding. Is I don't know.
You know better than most of us.
You gotta get better at it, man.
Right. Shoot till the sun come up.
And I mean this though. Like when I showed up at Florida, I really wasn't a shooter. He'll tell you I wasn't a shooter. But it's like I got drafted in Orlando, and I looked to my right and my left. I got T-Mac and Grant Hill, which instead I did at Florida. They were way better than me at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like getting downhill, being a playmaker. Like that was my.
Oh yeah, right.
And I got there. I'm like, yo, hold up. Okay, I gotta figure something out because I ain't gonna be able to play. Those guys are better than me.
Right.
Right. So that's why I learned that grind of hey, I gotta turn myself into. I gotta be great at something.
And you still got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, you damn sure did. You damn sure did. You damn sure did.
Right.
You damn sure did.
Right.
Who wins the East this year? Who wins the West?
The East this year, I think, is going to be between two teams: the Knicks and the Celtics. I think those two teams are going to have to battle the East, right?
You don't think Orlando's for real?
I do think so, but not quite yet.
Okay.
Right? So it depends on, it's a toss-up. For me, I'm being biased. I said the Knicks going to beat the Celtics, but it's going to be a toss-up. In the West,
That West tight, boy.
it is tight in the West.
Grimy Grizz.
It's tough. And to be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of the West Coast games. I'm normally asleep by that time. I got old, Mike.
He over there doing them wine baths.
I'm surprised you. Houston up there at the top.
Houston looking good.
Houston
Houston looking good.
I'm telling you, Memphis is going to be hell.
Huh?
Memphis is going to be hell.
Memphis look
Memphis
good.
going to be hell. They play 11-man rotation, which is sometimes gets frustrating, but for health and and then once you get to the playoffs, you got healthy bodies. You can dial down your
we've
rotations.
seen what they did when they were healthy. Like,
Man, they're good, buddy.
We've seen what they're capable of.
They're good.
Yeah.
We know that.
And that
We know
number
what they're
12
capable of, for
dictates
sure.
the game, too.
Yeah, he
brings
does
the swag
now.
up.
He does.
You don't believe in Cleveland over there in the East?
I like Cleveland. I don't really believe in them like that. You know.
Hey, talk to people at home, though, the difference in regular season and playoffs. Because when you say that, like, Cleveland's rolling right now.
Yeah, but
It's a different game.
Yeah.
It's a different game. We're studying now. We're students of the game in playoffs. I'm watching you. I'm breaking down my player. I'm following his go-to moves, right hand, left hand, over the right shoulder, left shoulder. Whatever moves you do, I'm studying that and taking all that away, right? And that's why it says in the playoffs, you go from being a star to a superstar,
Levels in there.
right? Because
Levels.
if you're able to take away all of that and still be great,
Levels.
then you're on a different level.
wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you're so good, it doesn't matter
yeah.
what you do, you can't take it
You
away.
can't take it away.
Yeah,
No
right?
doubt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Seen that before.
No,
No matter what you do, you can't stop them.
You can't stop
Ain't
them.
shit you can do about it.
Right.
Stay there and pray.
Exactly.
It's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be fun this year.
Yeah.
I want
As
to
this
tap.
gets going.
I want to tap into physically how you look.
Yeah.
Cause you look goddamn amazing, dog.
Yeah,
You goddamn look amazing,
man.
man.
You know,
And listen, I'm a man.
Hey, I almost
I'm
wanna
a
say-
man that's comfortable in my skin, so I can tell another man.
Hey, I
when
almost
they
wore the
look.
same outfit today.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have fit the same. It wouldn't have fit the same. You had to take
Oh,
that.
man.
No, listen though. Like, obviously, I know you own a farm.
Yeah.
And is that like something where, you know what I'm saying? Because part of training and living a clean lifestyle is eating right.
For sure.
Eating from the land, off your farm, and because I know you talked about your diet and you're working
Yeah.
on different things like that. So explain the farm life to me. Like, is that part of your dieting? Are you eating
Yeah,
from the
for
land?
sure. So the farm in New York, yes, it's a cattle farm. So I eat only clean and pasteurized cattle, no preservatives, and so I have like a clean eating diet, right? Food and wine is kind of my,
Okay.
but
King.
that's
Yeah.
it.
King food and wine.
That's it. That's it. And so you mix that with training and keeping yourself in shape. That's the formula.
By the way,
That's what I've been doing.
By the way, a cattle farm in New York sounds nuts.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you spent the grip.
Cattle farm in New York?
Yeah, I'm sure you spent the grip. Listen,
What?
all you old motherfuckers at home that got to get dressed in the dark, there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
I wanna.
Yeah, cut your lights off and put your clothes on. There's no excuse. You better get up every goddamn morning, hit the gym, drink wine, and work out. There's no excuse.
It's funny.
Yeah, all you motherfuckers getting dressed in the dark because you don't want to see how you really look.
Yeah,
Your
man.
wife got to look at your ass.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying, there's no excuse.
It's true, man. It's true. It's true. You got time on your hands, work out, eat good, and take it easy.
Yeah, give up that bill. Ain't that right, Killer?
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that, Coach. I ain't gonna be lying to you. I like a little vino, but I can't give up the beer now.
So, I didn't know that because obviously we talked about you got your meal plan and everything, but I just put 2 and 2 together because you do have a farm, so it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Just to eat from the land off your farm. And
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Hey, one thing that we didn't touch on, when you got done, you go over to Israel and play.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Was that because you just want love of the game, you want to keep playing something, you want to do something different in life? Like talk to me about
team.
that.
When you on the team?
Yeah. So
How the hell the CBA work with that? How you make that happen?
We're gonna pay Miles Starmer the most this year. You don't.
Yeah, it was kind of a threefold thing, right? So I owned the team, bought the team back in 2012, and then I ended up moving to Israel in 2015 and playing for the team, right? But I put away my shares so I can play.
Okay.
So that's how
You did the MJ.
That's how I made that happen. And then also I wanted to continue to play. I don't want to be a player toward my last NBA career is going from team to team to team.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't want to do all that bouncing around. My children were young, so I'm like, I'm home in Miami. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm staying. It's my last team I'm playing for in the NBA. And so I went overseas. For one, to continue to play. I felt like I still had a lot left in the tank.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then for two, I can go and learn. So I went to Israel to play and to learn. And so I did both. I learned. I wake up in the morning. I go learn from like 6 a.m. to 9. Then I go to the gym, get a little workout in before practice. I practice, and then go back. I shower at the gym, then go back to learn in the evenings, and then I do a review at night before I go to bed. And then that was every day. And then we had games. We traveled. And the beautiful thing about playing overseas in Israel was I was able to see the world. So we'll travel to Spain, we'll travel to Greece, we'll travel to Italy, we'll travel, you know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing the world, and I'm playing, and I'm learning. I'm like, yeah, this is what I want.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
You never play overseas, Killer. You don't know
You're an
nothing about
impressive motherfucker, bro.
that. You don't know nothing about that. You never play overseas. You ain't do that.
No, and I didn't learn.
No, but honestly, the faith part, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Tapping into the faith and the Black Israelites and the different things like that. Like, I read that came from your mom. Kind of put you on that, and then from that point on, you kind of ran with it and took it upon yourself to educate yourself on that.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to commend you on that. But on that journey, what did you find out about yourself?
Yeah, it was definitely a journey because I was raised Christian.
Yeah, me too.
And my mom was like, well, we are from the descendants of the children of Israel, and we have to learn about the laws of Moses. So I said, all right, well, that sounds about right. And so I start learning about the laws of Moses, and I start trying to find groups that was also learning the same thing. Yeah. And so I ended up gravitating to like the Israelite groups, which were also kind of learning the same thing. Yeah. And then I realized that wasn't really my space. I wanted something that wasn't as aggressive. And then I met a rabbi when I was in New York, and he started teaching me about the Torah. And the Torah means basically instructions. Okay. So I was able to learn the laws of Moses that way. Okay. And that's how I kind of like went into that space with no regrets.
Who needs college, man? Who needs college, man?
Not when you got religion and faith.
Man.
Yeah. I actually went back to school. I went back to college. I went and got my MBA from the University of Miami.
God damn, stat boy.
Hey, how many hours you got in your day?
Hey, listen.
Huh?
You feel me?
That's love,
How many hours
bro.
you got in your day?
That's love.
It's funny because the program happened. I was actually overseas in Israel, and it was online. It was online because of COVID. So I was able to learn for the first year and a half online, or 2 years basically online, and then COVID ended. Then I had to go to campus. Wow. But I was retired. I was like, I had plenty of time to just, you know what I'm saying? So I took advantage of it.
That's beautiful. That's real, dog. That's beautiful. That's beautiful to take that time, and after you're retired and made millions of dollars, but it can educate yourself. You can still grow mentally and emotionally and all that stuff, and physically. Swole all up. Like, people get content. People get content.
Yeah,
like,
I can never get content, man. I can never get content.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated with the way I did my life right now.
You're doing all right.
You good. You all good.
Hey, you got me f***ed up right now.
No, you good, bro. You all good, man. It's all good.
All you do, and what I've gathered is like the ambition and the grind and the drive that you had in sports. You just applied it somewhere else.
That's it. That's exactly right.
You applied it in somewhere else.
That's
your
it.
ambition to learn, just like you wanted to learn basketball, your ambition to learn your faith and learn where you came from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of us can learn from you today. I think I could definitely learn something from you today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, me being the person that I am and being so driven, there's certain things that I've been wanting to tap into, and I just haven't gotten this opportunity at the time. So Call me out today, Stat. I ain't gonna lie. You call me out. Call me out today. Call me out.
Yeah,
I ain't going
man.
back to school though. That's what I ain't doing.
That's it.
I ain't
You
going.
already did
Under
that.
no
You already
circumstance.
did that.
Under no circumstance.
I went straight out of high school to the league, so I didn't get a chance to experience
Right.
that.
You're right.
Stan,
Right.
He never went to school.
You a damn lie.
He showed up on campus.
I was there. I was always next to the person whose paper I could look on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was there.
Hey, Stan, he never went to school. He just showed up. He just played for a school. That's all he did.
good.
He played for a school. Hey, I don't want to transition out of that because I like this, but we got a new segment on here. We're going to quiz you two. Okay?
Okay.
We're going to quiz you
What's
two.
the quiz?
This new segment is brought to you by New Balance. All right, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some hints. Y'all going to tell me what player this is.
Y'all,
All right?
I'm in it too.
You two, both y'all.
Okay. All right.
Born in Washington, the state, not D.C. Okay. He guest starred in an episode of Kirby Buckets in 2016. I don't know what Kirby Buckets
Kirby
is, but
Buckets.
I have
let's
no
talk
clue
about
what
it.
the fuck that is.
All right. His first love was baseball, and he was drafted 13th overall. You got a list of players over here on your right. Who is
Zach
it?
Levine.
13th pick. Yeah, Zach. Yeah.
That's it.
Here you go.
Yeah.
There you your size.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm gonna say I need a size 16,
man,
man.
he's like, oh, gonna put that shit on his toe. That shit up out of here.
There ain't your size. There ain't your size, coach.
I didn't know
My
Zach
son
Levine.
can win
I didn't know
these,
Zach Levine.
Got you, coach.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know Zach Levine was a baseball player though.
His first love was baseball. He didn't either.
Oh, wow. I
We're
didn't know
all,
either.
we're all learning on here, coach. We're all learning
I
on here.
had no clue. That's
We're all
beautiful.
learning on here.
Since we talk about Zach Levine, to me, he's probably one of the, obviously can't get it going as a team overall in Chicago, but he's probably one of the more talented guys in the NBA. We talk
Absolutely.
about athleticism, being able to score the basketball.
Shoots an easy ball.
Yeah, being
Right.
able to get, like you said, we talk about guys that can score from all three levels. He can finish over top. Talk about what he did in the dunk contest. We know if athletic as hell, he can shoot the ball. So
Absolutely.
like, he's one of the guys who, obviously, we don't know how that's going to pan out in Chicago, but he's talented as hell.
He is
You
now.
know what I'm saying? You was in the dunk contest. Didn't he windmill from the free
Yeah,
throw
yeah,
line?
yeah. He's a different athlete than I was. He's in a different level for sure.
When them lights on in the dunk contest, man, are you like going over the things in your head? You practice these dunks, and you just go out there and do them, or you been doing your whole life?
Well, some of it you probably done before, but then some of it's like ad lib because you want to try something new, and then the adrenaline kick in, and then you pull it off. But yeah, I mean, for Zach, he on a different level. The dunk from the free throw line, the windmill, I could never do that. He's on a total different level.
Yeah, when you're in those dunk contests, your mind's different.
Yeah.
Because when I was in it, it was just, when I won the Florida dunk contest at the University of Florida, I just
did.
ad-libbed.
Listen,
you know
them
what I mean?
don't-
Me and
them
you
don't-
both, we just ad-libbed.
them don't
Exactly.
count.
We
You know what
just
I'm saying?
ad-libbed.
Them don't
That's
count.
how it goes.
We
That's
gotta
how-
put that post up there, show them how I did it. But me, and
Listen,
you know,
hey, you can cut the clip after we finish talking about Zach. Don't even waste no more film.
shout out to my guys at New Balance. They are definitely making waves right now. These two-way are fire. New Balance crafted these specifically for positionless athlete. And then, of course, there's the Hezi Low for the quickest players who act on instinct. And we cannot forget the Fresh Foam BB, fresh for 4 quarters, an evolution of ultimate comfort. So head on over to newbalance.com/basketball and check them out. Hey, also, before we get you out of here, because we want to do some more stuff, we want some fan questions.
Yeah.
Okay? We love giving the fans the questions. UD, prep them on the fan questions, though, please.
Listen, man, do not be DMing us, complaining, and talking to us about the questions and the answers. We only ask the questions that are given to us. He only gives the answers that are in his head. Do not call us or text us or email us with that. We got better things to do. Ask the man the question. Because they feel like they got something to say.
This is
all the
good.
time.
This is good because you had them both on your Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Who was tougher, KG or Tim Duncan? Ooh. Ooh.
Who was tougher, KG or Tim Duncan?
Ooh.
Wow.
That's tough.
You know what?
Ooh.
Probably, I would say.
Now, before you say this, though, I want to tell people, when he says one of these names, it doesn't mean the other one's not good, all right? Goddamn, he had a both on
Right.
Mount
Talking about
Rushmore.
it. That's
He
just
had a-
what we
he
talking
both
about.
on Mount Rushmore, so his
Stop
opinion is
that
his
social
opinion.
media.
Yeah, they both are great
Nasty.
players, man.
You just had him on your Mount Rushmore, so you already gave him their flowers.
I think Tim Duncan was tougher to me because the numbers he put up were like quiet, and you never know until after the game. It's like, well, yeah,
Look at his stat sheet.
35 and 19. What?
Yeah.
Garnett is a little more louder. You know
Yeah,
if he, if he's having a good game, like
Yeah.
you know all the moves he had and the
point.
rebounds. But Tim was quiet about his, and the stat sheet was like, wait, hold on a second now. He had that good of a game?
I agree with that one.
You got the next one, Coach. Give me another one.
Oh, man. Favorite dunk of your career?
My favorite dunk of my career.
I think you dunked on me a couple times, Coach.
I remember he ripped, in the playoffs, he ripped through me. He ripped through me and went right one time.
Coach, I'm almost positive you dunked on me a couple times.
My favorite dunk of all time, I would say, I mean, it's hard to pick one, right? I think one that's probably the most memorable one is All-Star Game Phoenix. Kobe tossed a live from half court, and I caught it and like windmilled to the other side of the rim.
See, I'm gonna tell you something. It's hard for you to pick one. It's easy for me to pick one. I had 3.
First of all, the say he windmill, and I thought he was done. Then he said he to the other side of the rim. What the is that? Well, make sure we pull that clip. When he say this shit, because that's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that clip though.
We gotta have that motherfucking clip. That's
You thought
crazy.
he was done, Coach?
I thought he was done when he said he caught a windmill. Then he said to the other side of the rim. That just changed the whole degree of difficulty on the up. Like, that's
man.
ridiculous.
Who is your favorite coach to play for in your NBA career? What is your favorite arena to play in? That's one question, not 3. What is your favorite?
You get one question, ZD.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite coach
Pick one
to play?
My favorite coach to
play for in your NBA career?
Wow. I would have to. My favorite coach, it's hard to pick one, right? I enjoyed playing with or for Alvin Gentry.
I heard Alvin Gentry was cool. I heard he was cool.
Smooth ass
I
Alvin.
also enjoyed playing with Mike Woodson.
Mike Woods.
And then obviously Mike D'Antoni. Those are my 3 top guys.
Okay. Cool. I ain't got no complaints with those
Yeah.
at all.
We talked about that one. How painful was the fire extinguisher incident?
It wasn't painful at all, actually. I didn't know nothing happened until my teammate pointed it out. He was like, look at your hand. Yep. I had no
He
idea.
wrapped that shit up and finished the series.
Yeah.
Wrapped that shit up and
How many
finished it.
stitches was it?
As expected.
How many stitches was it?
I wouldn't expect him not to.
28.
Yeah.
God damn!
I wouldn't expect
Yeah, it
him
was
not
serious,
to.
man.
He wrapped that shit up and finished the series like a real one.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. What do you think of Victor Wembanyama?
I like Vic game. He's versatile at his height. He has a lot to bring to the table. I think he's a good defensive player. Obviously, being 7'6" or something like that, right?
8'1", don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like his game. I think he's gonna be a good player. Yeah.
Today's game.
In today's game, for sure.
Today's game. What would you do in today's game?
Oh man, today's game.
Now, we know how much they'll pay you, but what would you do in today's game? Would you be running to the 3-point line every time?
Not every time. Not every time. I remember one time I was shooting threes in practice, and it was like, "Why are you shooting threes? You shoot 85% from 15 feet." You know what I'm saying? I was hurt by that.
That's true.
I was a versatile player. I'm trying to expand my game. You know what I'm saying? But now in today's game, that's a normal thing, right? And so I think I'll just have both. I have inside, outside game.
Still be rolling to the basket, dunking on
Yeah, absolutely. That ain't gonna never change. They ain't gonna never change.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I just ran the elbow clear every time with you going right and dunk on.
Right.
All-time starting 5 of your favorite teammates.
All-time starting 5 favorite teammates. Point guard, Nash. Shooting guard, D. Wade. Small forward, Carmelo. Power forward.
We can't put a power forward. It's you.
Okay.
Can't put that. I mean, what the hell?
A center,
Be a backup.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nobody beating that fight.
What is your favorite story from playing with Steve Nash? Same question, but with D. Wade. Thank you, OGs. You're welcome.
My favorite story playing with Steve Nash. We all hung out, right? So like after the games, we'll go out and kick it. We go to clubs that are a little bit more rugged.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little more urban type clubs.
Yeah.
Right?
Nash walked in
All
with
right,
y'all.
that's that Nash got out there.
Yeah, and I look in the corner like, Nash, what?
He been there.
Right. What you doing here, man?
He didn't come with y'all. He been there.
In the urban club.
Okay,
Right,
Nash.
but that's
Probably
the
know him on a
camaraderie.
first name basis.
That's the camaraderie that we built. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the guys. He's one of the guys.
That's beautiful.
Give me the same thing with D. Wade.
D Wade. I knew D Wade since playing in Olympics in 2004. So
right.
it was always a friendship deal there. So I already knew kind of how D Wade was getting down. He was also very open to give out information about the game too, like to help you become a better player. And he was also people fail to realize D Wade is really a pass first kind of player.
Yeah.
He want to get you involved. You know what I'm saying? and that was fun.
That dude was so good. Hey, we got the clip. Hold up. I got to see this. That was a long clip.
First of all, you made it look easy. Too.
No
That's
doubt.
crazy.
No doubt.
You made it look easy.
I would have
too.
landed. I would have
Crazy.
landed. I would have landed
Stop
3
it.
times.
Off the one leg,
Off
too.
the one leg.
That's crazy.
Oh, that was in Denver, actually. It was in Denver.
Denver.
Not Phoenix.
That's crazy. Off the one leg, bring it to the other side.
That'd have been. I tell you what, now that'd have been a sick ass layup by me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was a good pass by Cole.
Great pass.
Oh, young stat boy.
Yeah, I was.
Stab.
Young stat boy.
That's crazy. Look at the kid. He never seen no like that in his life.
He from
Probably
South
39
Dakota.
right now.
He from South Dakota. What we got? We got a new one.
I remember.
Oh
that
yeah.
I remember that.
I was like, hold on a second now.
one. Yeah, but
Yeah, hey, hold on,
remember that
Batman.
one. I remember that
Hold
one.
on,
Hold on
Batman,
a second
I know
now.
that. Hey, I know Batman was hot as hell.
I remember
Love you,
that
Batman.
Man, I'm hot. We losing the game. I done fouled out. I'm like, man, I'm not helping him up.
Yeah, I remember that one. Shane,
He tried to grab.
Shane an asshole for that. He knew what he was doing. Shane, you knew what you were doing, Shane-o. You knew what you were doing,
Man,
Shane-o.
I just
Look at
fouled
him. Look
out.
at him. Grab the back of your shorts.
I
You
can't
knew what
help
you
this
were
man
doing,
out. This
Shane-o.
man
Grab
fouled
the
me
back
out
of
of
your
the game.
shorts.
He gave
I
the
wasn't
hand down.
He wasn't going to help him up. I don't know why he
I
reached
thought
for
about
that.
it. I thought about it. Then I realized, wait, I fouled out? Oh, no, I'm not helping this man up.
And the fact that Shane grabbed the back of your shorts and pulled himself up, too.
Oh, that's
Crazy.
such classic Shane-o right there. Well, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, Stat. I had so much fun bringing you here. I learned so much from this. Impressive, dog, for
doubt.
real.
Appreciate it.
Impressive.
Very few guests we've had on here where I can say that I actually learned.
Yeah, no doubt.
Some shit today. But before you go, though, what else? What's next, dog? What's next? Because I see, you touching everything. I like to call myself the octopus hustler. I like to grab a little. I like to touch a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? What's next for you?
And right now, man, I'm just focusing on the food and wine, right? I started my farms and then started my wines. Those are my 2 passion projects.
How do I get started my wines?
I was just gonna ask about the
StartedMyWines.com.
How do I get the food? Do you sell it, or is that just for you?
Well, that is only at the markets and also at like exclusive.
Because I'm on the health journey too. I don't even eat red meat at all.
Right.
Just seafood and chicken. But I'm my chef and the people I talk to about it. If I do go back to red meat, it's got to be grass fed. It's gonna be from the land.
Right,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So
Exactly.
that's the next step for me. But wondering where to get that shit from is another question.
I got you, don't worry.
Yeah, let's we get text right together. Let's put our diets together, guys.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it. No beer and no dip.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. I'm out. Hey, take me out that text thread. No, but for real, man, like it's impressive, and I want to get on that. Stoudemire Wines.
Yeah, exactly.
is it, reds?
StartedMyWines.com is all 3. You have rosé, you have white, and also red.
Before we leave, give us some OG advice, OG.
You can do anything you want to do in life. If you want it bad enough and you put your heart and mind to it. I'm looking at Stat right now,
No
and
doubt.
coming from Lake Wales, Florida.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? Putting together a plan in the 9th grade of just being an NBA player, but obviously where he is now, businesses, health, and, owner of a team, and, just doing all these different things, man. I mean, just be prepared for whatever life going to bring you and take advantage of your opportunities when it comes.
Exactly.
That's all I can tell you, because you never know what's going to happen in life. You never know where you're going to be at. So be prepared for your opportunities and take advantage of them when they come.
That's true.
Word. Well, appreciate you coming in, big dog.
Yes,
For real,
sir.
that was awesome.
Absolutely.
Stat,
Appreciate you,
appreciate
brother.
y'all. OG's out.